Hey everypony, this is Lady Justine. I'm the voice of Rainbow Dash here on the My Little Brony abridged series. I think it's Friendship is Abridged or something? I can't remember. Oh, Friendship Got Skills. See, like, I haven't been on the page in forever. I'm a derpy pony. Alright, so basically this is... while you guys continuously, yes, I'm a voice actor, continuously, like, wait for the MLB Friendship Got Skills, to come out, which I'm really hoping it will come out soon, because, the problem we're having right now is not enough. So far we have myself as Rainbow Dash, and then we have a Fluttershy, and I think maybe a Spike. Not sure. But our Applejack ended up going poof, and it wasn't a very happy-go-lucky thing. So when I first came up with the series, not too long, well, a while back, I kind of thought I was going to have every pony put together, and I would have already had like maybe 2 episodes out by now, but apparently not so much. So we're working on it. So in the meantime, we have this awesome dramatic reading of DolphinBuster's My Little Pony FIMfiction, That One Memory. And this is a Rainbow Dash romance tragedy fiction. I haven't read all of it. I've read some of it. And then kind of got into the idea of maybe reading it to you guys. DolphinBuster is an awesome icon on the FIMfiction site. And in the description you will see, wow, I can't speak today. You will see the, what do you got? The link. Because I don't know how to talk. So, and DolphinBuster has an amazing picture of Derpy Hooves holding a plushie of Dr. Hooves. So, I was like, yeah, we're gonna do this. Do it up nice. So, here we go. That One Memory. The skies were clear, the sun was shining bright, and it was a beautiful day in Ponyville. Residents of the small town roamed around purchasing supplies, visiting friends, and meeting some pony that they'd never met, or haven't seen in a long time. Not too far away, and also not too high in the sky, was a home made of clouds and waterfalls that flowed out streams of rainbow. A cyan pegasus laid in the middle of the floor of the cloud home with her head in her hooves. Rainbow Dash, the strongest, most awesome, the fastest, the most dashing, laid on the floor sniffling. She heard nothing but the constant sobs coming from herself, and she only felt her body full of pain. Not the physical pain, but that pain that you feel when you've been crying too hard or far too long. It was the same time every year, just a few days before, when her barricade broke down and all her emotions and memories poured out. Rainbow wanted to stand up, wipe her face, spread out her wings, and fly out of her home and into the never-ending sky. But her wings remained at her sides, and even if she did try, they wouldn't budge. Rainbow hadn't come out of her home in at least 2 days. She barely noticed the time at all. It was the least important thing on her mind. She missed her friends, but her emotions kept her strapped into the floor or her home. She missed Fluttershy. She missed them all. Down at Sugarcube Corner, Pinkie Pie, Twilight, Applejack, Rarity, and Fluttershy were all there, sitting together with worried faces. They'd all been talking before, but one of them had pointed out something that made them all silent. Twilight made a small cough to clear her throat before she talked. What is this about, Rainbow Dash? Twilight choked out to break the awkward silence. All of them looked at her with frowns, while Pinkie Pie looked as if her hair was about to droop, and Fluttershy had buried her face in her hooves. The Pegasus raised her head and opened her mouth to take a breath.
Twilight, you see, tomorrow is Rainbow's birthday,
Fluttershy whispered. You're upset because it's her birthday? Twilight asked with uncertainty. Fluttershy took another breath before she continued.
No, Twilight. The reason why we're upset is because of the way she gets a few days before.
Fluttershy cut herself off and put her face back in her hooves. Pinkie Pie walked over to Twilight and put her hoof over her shoulders and slumped down beside her.
You see, Twilight, when it's Dashy's birthday, she gets super upset. She hides in her cloud house, away from every pony else, and doesn't come out until after her birthday. Well, we don't know if she does or not, but we never see her, so, yeah.
Pinkie Pie made a little smile, trying to cheer everyone up, but it made no difference. Well, since you put it like that, it's pretty upsetting. Rainbow Dash, upset? Crying in her home? Detaching herself from society? Wow. Do any of you know what makes her so out of place? Twilight lowered her head, and her voice, so almost a whisper. She brought her head back up to look at her friends, to only see 3 of them. Hey, where did Fluttershy go? She must have ran out. I didn't even notice. Poor darling. This must be the hardest on her. Rarity clapped her hooves together on her legs.
Of course it's hardest on her, Rarity. Fluttershy's Dashy's mare friend. I know if I saw Twilight super upset and hiding in her library, I would be super upset too.
Pinkie squeezed Twilight, making the unicorn make a small giggle. All 4 friends began to smile. Although Rainbow was still on their mind, Pinkie was always the best to make the blues go away. Wasn't too surprising, since she was the element of laughter after all. Fluttershy looked up at the cloud home high above her. She spread her wings and leapt off the ground to make her way up. Her hooves rested on the soft cloud as she began to make her way to the door. She put her hoof on the door to knock, but the door moved away and opened slightly. Fluttershy gulped and pushed her head gently through the door, and she heard sobbing followed by sniffling coming from inside. She entered the large cloud home and began to look around for the source of making the noise. She felt as if she was intruding, but she was too worried about Rainbow Dash to stop where she was now. It had already taken her forever to even decide to come in the first place. Rainbow Dash was in the middle of the floor when Fluttershy spotted her. Her mane was a total mess, and so was her tail. She couldn't see her face, but she approached cautiously, afraid that she might startle her. But Rainbow wasn't known to be scared so easily. Fluttershy stood right above Rainbow. She wasn't even noticed. She looked down at her mare friend, and she began to tear up at such a sight.
Rainbow Dash!
Fluttershy began to cry. She collapsed onto the surprised Pegasus, but was immediately grasped into a large hug. Fluttershy buried her face into Rainbow's chest for a few moments, but then remembered the whole reason why she had came.
Rainbow, why are you so upset?
Fluttershy let out between the gasps and her tears. She looked at Rainbow's eyes. They were red and full of tears that just didn't seem to stop. She squinted her eyes, and Fluttershy felt the embrace become tighter as Rainbow began to cry almost even harder. She didn't know what to do, so she just hugged her back. They both laid there for a few minutes, but to Rainbow Dash, it felt like it was forever. She missed Fluttershy so much, but she herself was the only reason why she had never come out of her house. Fluttershy had come for answers, and, of course, because she missed Rainbow. Fluttershy felt the grip loosen as Rainbow wiped her face with her hoof and sat up, making Fluttershy slump onto her rump on the cloud floor.
Oh, look, Rainbow, if you don't want to tell me what's wrong, I won't force you. But you can't keep whatever it is bottled up inside,
Fluttershy whispered as Rainbow continued wiping her face. The cyan pegasus looked at her and made a crooked smile. Rainbow stood up and stretched out her wings. Fluttershy caught on what she was planning on doing and pounced on Rainbow, pinning her beneath her.
Let me go, Fluttershy!
Rainbow Dash stuttered. Fluttershy began to feel really bad and was about to get off, but she shook her head and looked strongly down at Rainbow.
No! Not until you tell me what is making you so upset.
It's really hard to talk about. Rainbow tried to get up, but Fluttershy laid down on her stomach, keeping her permanently pinned down. She felt uncomfortable, but she couldn't think of anything better to do to keep the out-of-place Pegasus from fleeing. She looked into Rainbow's eyes and saw tears coming up again. Fluttershy brought her hoof to her mane and stroked it gently and kissed her forehead.
Rainbow, please tell me what's wrong.
Rainbow Dash squinted her eyes before she made contact with Fluttershy's.
Are you willing to listen to a really long story?
Rainbow stuttered. Fluttershy nodded as she continued stroking her mane. Rainbow took in a deep breath and made a few coughs. She opened her mouth, but the only thing that came out was a loud sputter. Fluttershy grabbed her right hoof and tightly grasped it. Rainbow let in one more deep breath before she attempted talking again. So that's it for now, guys. You're going to have to tune in tomorrow or the next day or sometime in this week to be able to listen to part 2 of That One Memory.